Welcome back to the Y.E.S Fitness Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Since we're going to run a 4-part series on longevity, give you some insight on how to run how to live a little bit longer, healthier, and still be active, I thought it would be a good idea to have some of our clients on that have been living that lifestyle and are living long, still very active, living on their own, enjoying life.
Thank you very much.
Very healthy. So this afternoon, I have Anna Pallerberg. Anna's been with us for over 18 years, almost 19 years now.
Almost.
She was very active as a nurse for years down in Waterbury. And she
Hartford.
continues. Hartford. Are you part of something in Waterbury?
No.
No?
No,
I don't know.
Hartford, strictly Hartford.
Hartford, stay away from Waterbury. So Anna.
Yes, Chris.
Thanks for coming on board with us today.
No, quite welcome. My pleasure.
If we can remember back to those days way back down there on Covey Road in that little 900 square foot space,
right?
Why you decided to come on board, try us out.
Okay. Well, when I saw fitness at that time and Fitness Advantage advertised, I thought, oh, that's hardly a mile away from me. Why not? So then I came and I talked to Chris, and that's how it all started.
Anna has been in our group exercise program since then. Probably 5 years ago, when we switched over to Y.E.S Fitness, we brought you over onto our semi-private side.
Right.
Because some of our group exercise was probably not quite what you needed for orthopedic issues.
As you grow older, life throws you curves. And after 5 years ago, I had open heart surgery. And that's when I drove my doctors crazy. When can I go back to exercise? When can I go back to exercise? So then that was the agreement. When I came back, we had to moderate. I wasn't going to be in the groups anymore. And that's worked out beautifully for the last 5 years.
Yeah, we've had you over on the semi-private side, and I think it's worked out real good for you.
I do too. Very good for me.
You've dealt with some other issues too.
Yeah, well, as you got older, I also had both knees replaced. Came back from that, and it was always, when can I come back? Before I had the open heart surgery, I was critically ill, and I really had to learn to walk and everything again. And, I account that to the fact that I had been exercising all those years, and so do my doctors, that I could come back to my 100% come back to activity and live alone and still drive and still be very active.
You're doing an amazing job because you still live alone.
Yep.
And the only time you don't get here is when we have rotten weather.
Rotten weather.
Or when your garage door won't open.
Garage door won't open. That's right. Right.
Ice. And for someone who's getting up there in their 80s.
Yeah. I'm 84 now.
84 years old and
84.
still doing it.
Still doing it.
You wouldn't know.
Coming twice a week.
Yep. How are your knees feeling?
My knees are fine. Fine. No problem. No problem at all.
So since you've been at Y.E.S Fitness, what are some of the things maybe you've gained?
Well, I've always had a problem with balance. And that's one thing that all your exercises you streamline for me to help my balance and maintain my balance. So that's one positive thing. And just, the connection with people. Twice a week, you get to know the people, the connections with people, and you look forward to coming.
Well, certainly balance is a concern as we get older.
Very definitely. Very definitely.
We all are fearful of that, and it's something that we work on all the time with not even just our seniors, the full population in the facility. Because often we have people come in the door who are in their 45, 50-year-old range, and we put them through our screening test, and all of a sudden, boom, they don't realize that they don't have the balance that they're supposed to have, or what they thought they had, and it becomes one of their goals. They love to come through the door and say, oh, I want to lose weight. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe I need to improve my balance too.
Very definitely.
And then when they find out they're weak or they can't move anymore, that all becomes a goal as well.
Very definitely.
Movement's really important as we get
Moving's
older.
very important, you know.
So a movement pattern that we don't necessarily work on all the time,
No.
but to be able to continue to drive, you'd be able to make sure you have enough head movement
To move
to look over each shoulder while you drive.
Absolutely. And that's so important, you know, because if you can't move your neck, forget it.
Forget it.
Forget it. Forget
So,
it.
It's
You know?
something that we work on in our
Yeah,
thoracic
exactly.
mobility and motion like that.
And, you know, I think
Sure.
another thing is posture.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I have many friends, they are so bent over.
You certainly don't look your age. All right, hold on. And always in our programs, we put a big focus on the back, strengthening the back for posture.
Yeah.
And typically when you go into a gym, you'll see everybody getting on a machine to do bench press, and they'll be doing knee extension, lifting the leg, and you know, they're working the shoulders. And we're already sitting like this, so they work the bench and they get it tighter.
Tighter and tighter. Yeah.
And we're sitting down all day, so the hip flexor gets tighter. So what are we doing working our quads rather than really working? It really needs to be done, and it's a big focus in our programs is posture. So we always balance that off to make sure that we have good posture.
Yeah.
We work the backside, your backside, the back of your legs to offset that sitting all day long. We try to make sure we're stretching the front of the thigh and things like that. So
important.
It's very important. Posture is real important as we get older, and you can see just when people are walking.
You know, I mean, they're walking with. I mean, they're constantly looking at the ground too, to make sure you don't fall. You know.
Yeah. And the shuffle.
And the
shuffle as we get older.
Yes.
And we work on that.
Yes. Yes.
And there's 84 years old, and she does agility ladder drills.
That's right.
Got to make sure that the head and the feet are still talking to each other.
Coordinated, you know, exactly.
And we're able to maintain our balance.
Maintain
our balance. One thing you spoke about a little bit a minute ago was coming down and the socialization with the people. And there's plenty of studies that show that social integration is the number one factor that we can affect to help us live longer.
Yeah.
As our friends dwindle.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're not working anymore.
Right.
And we're not out being as active as we were before.
Right.
That social integration has a huge effect.
Huge. And especially if you live alone. That's another big factor. I mean, right now I'm visiting 3 friends in a convalescent home. I mean, that tells you a lot when you walk in there. You walk back out that door and you say, oh, hello. I'm so happy I am what I am. Unreal.
Loneliness leads to lack of socialization. Loneliness leads to depression. Loneliness, depression leads to heart disease.
Right.
It just leads to an earlier death.
Well, and people don't eat. I mean, I've had 2 friends admitted to the hospital with dehydration and starvation.
Wow.
And I mean, one was down to like 90 pounds, but she lives alone. And she'd go get a cup of chili at Wendy's, and that would be her supper. You don't want to cook anymore for yourself, and it's really a big problem in the aging. Huge problem today.
Huge problem in the United States. It's an epidemic, really.
It is. It really is.
It's getting worse.
And it is getting worse, you know. I mean, people who I never thought would be labeled dehydration and starvation, intelligent nurses also.
Wow.
Yeah.
One fear, and they've just begun to do studies on this stuff, is one fear is that with all the social media and just texting and email and things like that this next generation is going to be even more isolated.
I believe it.
And
I believe it.
Although we have knowledge and technology to help us live longer, that is going to be something that's going to retard the ability to live longer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly.
They haven't, at least I don't know of the studies yet, done studies where if there's facial recognition through FaceTime and what's the other one on Zoom, or I forget the other one on the computer right now, where you can see the person and still talk to them.
Right.
They're not quite sure yet if that's going to take the place of being face to face
Face-to-face.
like this,
Right.
and what goes on in the brain and
Right.
the things that are produced in the brain. They're just starting to look at that stuff, but they do know that texting, email, any other kind of social media just does not cut it.
Doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it. It really
Doesn't cut it at
doesn't.
all.
You know, it doesn't cut it. Really doesn't. You need contact with people every day. I mean, I have two friends. I mean, one lives in Florida, but we talk probably twice a day, and that means a lot. It really does.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Just a little like interaction like that of just touching someone
Touching
like
people.
that
Yep.
goes a huge way in creating that socialization and things that are produced in your body that are going to help you live longer.
Absolutely.
You need that
Absolutely.
stuff.
You need that. And another thing too, coming here, just the support from you and your staff has always been there.
Thank you.
And that means a lot. That means a lot. And that you can design our exercises to fit the individual. I mean, that you don't find anywhere else.
You don't find that anywhere else.
You just don't find that anywhere
No,
else.
I don't think you do the way that we
No,
we
no
do it.
way. No way.
We are certainly, we're a step, we're not a gym.
Right.
For sure, we're not a gym.
No.
We're really a step above a personal training studio because we really consider ourselves coaches, and we will coach people on more than just their exercise. We'll coach them on their nutrition, which you might get that at some personal training places.
Right.
But our nutritional values are a little bit different. We try to mold it to the person's lifestyle.
Absolutely.
But we're also, I have a person in Fit in 42 right now. We're trying to help him with his sleep patterns because he's not sleeping well.
Okay.
And that sleep is going to make him perform worse at work.
Absolutely.
He's going to get grouchy.
Yep.
He's going to get ruining relationship with his wife. Let's hope not.
Yeah.
But lack of sleep really affects so much.
Your eating habits.
We work on eating habits.
You know?
We work on hydration.
Yeah, hydration is
We
a
work
big
on
thing.
stress.
Yeah.
So we really consider ourselves a coaching center, a hybrid coaching center.
You're more of a life coach almost.
We're almost a life coach, although we don't call ourselves life coaches because we've never gone through a life coach certification.
Right.
But those are all the things we kind of take a look at when we're working with people.
Exactly.
And that's what sets us apart, I believe.
I agree wholeheartedly. You don't find that other places.
As a member of Y.E.S Fitness, what would you say you like most about us?
That it's still a small place, for one thing, and the staff. Really, those two things mainly. Very definitely.
Makes a huge difference when you walk through the door.
Yes.
And the staff knows who you are.
Yes.
And they know whether you have an ache or pain, or they know that they just work third shift, so they're going to be tired.
Right.
They know that the kid's graduating today, so they're going to be in a rush
to get out.
When you know those things, it makes a huge difference.
It makes a big difference. Yes.
What do you think are some of the secrets to your being able to live the lifestyle you still live in?
That I've always remained active. And the fact that I exercise twice a week, that is very important to me. And I remain very active socially in organizations, like my School of Nursing alumni, although we've had to give that up, but I'm still connected with scholarships, that type of thing. I'm on retirees committee, board of directors, and I have been past president of retirees, etc. And
that's what I thought you did in Waterbury for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. No, And then basically, I have a pet. That's a big thing too.
They do say pets.
I have a pet. I've always had a pet,
Hmm.
and that makes a big difference too. You know,
Mhm.
there's somebody that you have to take care of every day, and you know, and they in return boss you around. I got one like that. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, they do say that having a pet will help you
Yeah.
live longer for sure.
And I still, you know, do flower gardening and that type of thing. So, yeah.
You know, being involved with the nurses still
Yep.
has you get up in the morning with a sense of
Yep.
does work. Keep losing connect. It means that you have something to do,
Something to do.
something on your
Absolutely.
mind,
Yep.
a reason to get up in the morning,
Yep.
a reason to go somewhere, a reason
Right.
to do something.
Yeah.
And a sense of purpose is up there on things that you need to
Yeah. Things to look forward to,
look forward to.
have, you know, and I belong to the book club at the library.
Mhm.
That's another whole connection. And,
Yeah.
you know, you have to,
Absolutely.
you can't hibernate. That's the downfall.
Hibernation will lead to an earlier death.
Absolutely.
Lead
Absolutely.
to an earlier death.
Absolutely. You know?
So you talked a little bit about nutrition. How do you stay on track with nutrition? Being so many people will stop
I know.
cooking for themselves, and
I've always, um, I've always liked food. And, you know, it gets hard to cook for one, but it's, you know, I do it. You know, many people give it up and they live on, you know, stuff you buy in the grocery store. I mean, I still make all my own food. I don't buy
right.
Stouffer's or whatever, you know. I still do all my own cooking, and I eat 3 meals a day.
Awesome.
You
Do
know,
you batch foods? Do you make a lot and
yes,
have
I
it
do.
sometimes like that
Yes,
as
I
well?
do, and I can
Mhm.
freeze some and that type
Mhm.
of thing. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's a great idea because you do sometimes when you're alone, you don't feel, I don't get, I'm just gonna get a sandwich at
Yeah, no,
Subway or
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And you know, plus,
Not that I'm out staring out the window here, but I've never seen you go into the pizzeria or Subway around here.
no, I don't, I don't, I don't. The only time I have pizza is when Dagmar comes from Germany.
Uh-huh.
Once in a while, we'll have a pizza. Otherwise, no.
How's Dagmar doing?
Good, good. She's here now, and she's good. Yeah.
How long is
So,
she in town for?
6 weeks.
6 weeks again.
Yeah, so that's good.
Dagmar comes and visits from Germany.
Right.
How many? A couple of times a year?
A couple times a year for 6 weeks. Yeah, yeah. So that's good.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
That's really good
you
stuff.
know. So, you know, like she likes to go to the casino, so we're going to the casino Saturday. Oh yeah.
How much sleep do you get?
I'm a good sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm usually. I mean, I stay up till maybe 10 at
Okay.
night, but I'm up by 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I got turned in a little bit. But...
Yeah. No
So
problem.
you're getting eight hours of sleep.
I'd say so.
Sleep is very important. It's
Sleep
a topic.
is very important.
It'll be a topic of discussion in one of the seminars that we hold. People to understand the regeneration process of the body, what actually happens when they sleep,
Yep.
and how that affects Alzheimer's and things like that.
Yeah.
So sleep is super important. That's why I brought it up, to make sure you get enough sleep.
Yeah. I mean, once in a while I have a night where I wake up a couple times.
Sure, that's the coyotes.
Yeah, I guess
Right?
so. Yeah.
Up at your house, all the
Right,
coyotes.
the coyotes. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen people come and you've seen people go.
I have.
And if you were talking to someone at your age or even like 20 years ago when you started, what would you tell them about if they were on the fence? What would you tell them to do about coming to Y.E.S Fitness?
Definitely come and try it. Absolutely. without hesitation, you know? Yeah.
It's been good for you for all these years.
Yeah, it's been excellent.
Mhm.
Really excellent, Chris,
Mhm.
really. You know?
How's your heart and your health now? Because I don't train you all the time, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, good. Very good.
Mhm.
I get good reports from all my doctors. Cardiologist
Nice.
says I have nothing to offer you. Goodbye. See you in 6 months. That's kind of all what they say. See you in 6 months.
I think you actually walk better now with the knee replacements than you did before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Well, 38 years walking that hospital
Mhm.
every night. Did
We
the knees
have-
in.
I'm not going to say her last name, but do you know Diane? I think you probably would know if you saw
probably know
her.
if I
Yeah,
saw
she's
her,
going for
yeah.
knee replacement tomorrow.
Oh,
No,
really?
Thursday, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She come in the morning?
She comes Fridays at 11.
Oh,
Remember the woman with the dog?
yeah.
Yeah, her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she should do fine.
Oh, she's going to do fine. She's going to bang
She'll
Van
do-
out. Her legs are super strong right now.
She'll do fine. And that was another thing too. Before I had my knee replacements, we did extra exercises to strengthen it. And I did fine with both knee replacements.
And any of these replacement surgeries or surgeries like that, if you can go in better
Good
shape,
shape,
you're going to be out faster and come out in
faster
better
and
shape.
faster.
It's so
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a few weeks of stuff, you really need to do it.
I know.
It makes such a big difference in your recovery.
It does. No, I know.
It does.
I've told more people before they have their knees done, get these exercises and do them, because otherwise,
Makes a huge difference.
it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question you're going to be in pain those first few days post-op, but if you don't move it, it's bad.
It is bad. It is bad.
It's bad.
We've really enjoyed coaching you all these
Oh,
years.
thank you.
You've been on our journey with us for 19 20 years.
I know. It's hard to
From
believe.
Kobe
Where did the
Road,
years go? Yeah.
up here, now up here. No, it seems like 20 years to me. But we've really enjoyed it. We love having you as a client. You're
Likewise.
the perfect client. Come, work hard, have some fun. And we
Absolutely.
appreciate your business, and we enjoy just making you healthier.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on board with us
Okay.
today. Look for more information on how to get fit, feel young, and live better next week on our Y.E.S Fitness Longevity podcast. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Thank you.